Angular is great for building front-end client-side applications to interact with the user. But most full-featured web applications also need back-end services to handle data management, user authentication, and other processing. Welcome to Angular Front-to-Back with Web API from Pluralsight. My name is Deborah Kurata, and this course focuses on the touch points between an Angular front-end client application and a back-end service built with ASP.NET Web API. A touch point, in this context, is any feature that requires a front-end Angular application to touch a back-end service. The Angular application reaches out to the cloud or in-house server with a request, and the service reaches down with a response. The key touch points we will cover in this module include retrieving data. Most web applications need data, and if that data is coming from a database or other data source on a back-end server, that data is often exposed with a back-end service. We'll look at how Angular issues a request for data and how the back-end service responds to that request. A related touchpoint is filtering, shaping, and querying data. Oftentimes, the web application does not need all of the data provided by a particular resource. Imagine going up to Amazon and requesting the list of all products. Yikes! Instead, the client application can request a filtered list, like only gardening tools, for example. The client application could request specific data elements, thereby shaping the data, for example, providing only the product name and price. The client application could even use a structured query language to query using very specific and powerful criteria, providing the list of garden tools that range in price from $5 to $10 and are currently in stock. We'll cover how to use query strings, URL parameters, and OData to filter, shape, and query data. Many web applications allow the user to update existing data or create new information. Those changes need to be saved to the database on the back-end server. We'll look at how to pass new or updated data from the Angular application to the back-end service for saving. And what if something goes wrong? What if a requested product is not found on the server? What if the service generates an exception? What if invalid data is passed to the service? We'll look at the touch points around handling error conditions. And of course, we need to talk about security. The Angular application will collect a user ID and password from the user and pass that information to the back-end service for authentication. We'll detail how to set up for authentication both in the client-side Angular application and in the back-end service. Once the user is authenticated, we can implement user authorization techniques. In this course, we'll cover each of these touch points from front to back. But first, a few things to help you along the way. Thoughts, comments, or questions as you watch this course? Feel free to use the Discussion tab to leave your feedback. Though you may not see all of these options shown here, you can find the link to the discussion on the right side of the Pluralsight page for this course. I check the course discussion page often. Want to code along? I have set up a GitHub repository for this course. It's called Angular F2B for Front-to-Back Web API. It contains the start files for this course to help you code along with the demos. I'll also add notes and reference materials as needed. With that, we're ready to look at the course prerequisites.